guys, it's me, Melanie Williamson, here with Norwex, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you some of my personal favorite Norwex products and tell you about why I got started with Norwex. So about 2 years ago, just like you, a friend invited me to an online Facebook Norwex party, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I instantly became just interested in the products. I had noticed myself that I was getting pretty bad headaches when I would clean, especially in our bathroom, and those headaches would last a couple of hours even past when I was done using the products. So the idea of being able to clean with just cloths and water was really intriguing to me because I knew that it would help with that particular problem in my life. So I bought a few of the products. In fact, I bought the 3 products that I'm going to be showing you in this demo. And so as I got used to using the products and just continued to use them, I also realized that they were saving me time in cleaning. I wasn't having to clean as often, and the cleaning I was doing was more effective. And they were also saving me money. In the almost 2 years I've been using Norwex, I haven't had to buy any other cleaners for my home. So I haven't had to buy any wipes or spray cleaners or glass cleaners. I've been able to continue just using those same cloths and water that I got almost 2 years ago now. So you might be wondering, why do you even need to get rid of those chemicals in your cleaners that you use right now? If you haven't ever watched the YouTube video, Toxic Brew, it's just a documentary that was done by a news station in Canada that just gives you some really insightful information about what these chemicals in a lot of our everyday household cleaners could potentially be doing to us health-wise in the long term. So you may not feel any of those effects right now, but there's just the chemicals in those products have not been researched enough to know that they are safe for human use in the long term. So that also just kind of opened my mind to why it might be good to find another way to clean than where I didn't need those cleaners. So the 3 products I'm going to show you today, those first 3 products that I got are the Enviro cloth. You can think of this as kind of like your all-purpose cloth. It'll clean about 90% of the surfaces in your home with just water. Your window cloth, this is kind of a polishing cloth, leaves everything looking nice and shiny. And at the end we'll talk about our dusting mitt. So I wanted to do 2 demos for you during this video. The first one, we're going to just need our Enviro cloth and this piece of raw chicken. So what we're going to do is I am going to spread this raw chicken kind of all over this side of this counter. So just get it on there really good. And I'm going to put it back in the bag and wipe my hands off with this Enviro cloth. So when I use my Enviro cloth, I like to fold it into 4ths. That gives me 8 different cleaning surfaces I can use before I need to wash that cloth out. For this particular demo, I'm going to be using the side with the tag, which will be important later. The other features about this cloth that you need to know to kind of understand why this demo works is the weave in this cloth of the microfibers is incredibly fine. Each fiber is 1/200th the size of a human strand of hair. So that allows these fibers just kind of roll over each other almost like a vacuum cleaner and pick up all the bacteria on your surface. And also inside of this cloth are microscopic particles of silver, and silver is kind of antibacterial, and so it allows this cloth to be self-purifying. So that's what you need to know about the cloth to understand why this demo is going to work. So I'm going to take this cloth and just rub it over where I had just put that chicken. And put it right here. So now I'm going to be using this test strip. This is a protein tester that you would find even in commercial kitchens to test for contamination. Protein is the part of our food that carries the bacteria, so that's why we're testing for protein. So I'm just going to take this swab out and run it all along where we put the chicken, and then I am going to release it. So on this test, green means good and purple means that there's still protein on the surface. So right now we're green. The test has to sit for about a minute for it to be considered a valid test. So we're gonna leave it right here on the counter, and we're gonna walk over to my refrigerator for our next demo. And we're gonna be using our EnviroCloth and window cloth for this demo, along with some butter. So, a lot of times I know we have problems keeping our stainless steel appliances clean or our glass surfaces clean, especially if you have kids with fingerprints. For me, it was just that everyday buildup of grease and grime that gets on those surfaces. So our butter is going to symbolize that for us. So I'm just going to take some butter here and smear it all over the fridge. So we've got a nice buildup there of the butter, and I'm going to take my cloth and just wipe over it. So with just a couple of times over, I already got that up. To make sure I leave it nice and shiny, I'm going to go over it with the window cloth. This is kind of your polishing surface. It's going to leave everything looking nice and shiny. So you can see how easy that was with just a cloth and water. I didn't need to use any cleaners on this, any chemicals. That got it all up, left it looking just as good as before. We're going to go check in on our test strip over here. And as you can see, we're still green, so we're still good to go. The next thing you might be wondering is, would she really use that cloth to clean something else? And I would. I just cleaned my fridge with it, and I'm going to show you why I feel okay doing that. I'm going to use that same side of the cloth that we used to wipe the chicken up, the side with the tag, and I'm going to rub it all over this side of the counter. And then we're going to take our testing strip, and we're going to run it all over that side as well, and test to see if we have transferred any of that protein over to that side. So I'm going to put that back on there. So far we're still green. We'll give it a minute to sit just to make sure it stays green. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the dusting mitt. So the reason I got the dusting mitt when I first got involved with Norwex and started using their products was because my husband actually has a dust allergy, and so dust in our home was something I was definitely trying to keep out. And what I was noticing when I would use a traditional, like a dusting wand or one of those disposable dusters, what I would find is that I really felt like I was just spreading the dust around. I didn't feel like I was actually picking it up. So I would dust the blinds or the furniture and just see the dust in the air resettling somewhere else. Felt like I was wasting my time and not really getting anything clean. With the dusting mitt, I don't have that problem at all. When I dust, all the dust goes straight to the cloth. I don't see any of it in the air. And then when I'm done dusting, I can just go hit it outside, the dust will fall out, and I can bring it back in, dust maybe 2, 3, or even 4 times with it again before I ever need to wash it. So it's just really effective. I don't feel like I'm spreading the dust around. The dust is actually getting picked up into the mitt, and I don't have to worry about that. So we're going to check back in with our strip. We're still very green, and just to show you that it would actually turn purple if it came in contact with protein, I am going to take this chicken back out and rub it on the counter and go ahead and swab in that same area. Even the strip is already turning purple before I've even put it in there. So we're gonna give it a minute in there to show you that it does actually turn purple in the presence of protein. But I wanted to go ahead, and while we're waiting for that, just kind of tell you a little bit about what's going to be going on in the rest of this online party. So the rest of, for the next hour or so, I'll just be posting a post about every 5 minutes or so featuring a different Norwex product. So you'll get to learn more about the EnviroCloth, the window cloth, and the dusting mitt, as well as a lot of our other products that we have that I use in my own home. So you'll get to see that. Make sure that you're commenting on the post. Make sure that you're doing that so that you can get tickets for giveaway later in the night. So make sure you're commenting so you can get those tickets. Ask any questions you have if you're not understanding why a product works a certain way. Make sure you post that in the comments, or if you want to know where I would use that product in my home, feel free to ask that too. Happy to help you however I can. So as you can tell, we are definitely turning purple here. So the test will turn purple in the presence of protein. So that just goes to show you how effective those cloths are, why I feel comfortable using them in my home, why I feel like they're a lot more effective than other cleaners I've used in the past. So thanks for joining us tonight. Really excited for the rest of the party.